polvo al título y así esperamos ahí.
Bueno, seguro que salta, vamos.
Dime.
Que sí, que creo que salta, vamos. Al menos que yo recuerde.
Oh, mira, sí que salta. Buenas a todo el mundo, estos son los trailses, pero un momento que a ver el opening. Oh, sí, son spoilers de los trajes, sí veo.
Ajá. La cara. Y de las
Oh,
localizaciones también.
y de las, ya, de las zonas donde encontraría cada uno, ya. Shannon puesto con los Crimson Wings, ok.
A ver. Este combate ya lo he visto. Ten en cuenta que no todos son así. O sea, todos estos son ya lo típico de opening de Bleach.
Mm,
Bueno, a ver.
ok. Luego será capitana y organizadora. Ok.
No sé ya el juego, dice que está bajito el juego.
Que está bajito el juego. No, el opening está bajito.
Mm.
Ahora estará mucho más alto. Porque el juego no toma. Las vocales de la canción no toman volumen de las vocales, toman volumen del volumen de la música, que está más bajo. Más bajo. Ahora veréis.
Mm.
La música, esta es la estándar, es como lo tenemos siempre.
Sí, sí,
A
está
ver,
un poquito bajilla porque eso.
no, era el opening. Yo también
Sí,
he
sí,
pensado
sí,
que el
sí,
opening
sí,
estaba
ahí.
bajo por equilibrado de volumen. A ver, cosas. Si queréis subo el volumen de esto, pero...
No, 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 está bien, está bien, está bien.
A ver. Offstream. He hecho esto solo. Esto, básicamente, he subido a Sharon por encima de los demás. No hay más. Eh, puntos de
Bueno,
bonding
esto yo también
de
ha
este día.
analizado al pingüino, ¿no? Un
Ya,
pingüino analizaste.
bueno, esto
Esto
es
la quinta
el
misión.
destino de Trails of Cold Steel en Destino RPG y Osai Drive.
Yo soy Adele.
Ya, he analizado todas las cosas. Lo analicé en stream, eso, Adel.
Sí, sí, espera, te estoy ya repitiendo todas las cosas que ya sé que la misión sé que la hicimos.
Vale. A ver. Pues sé que uno tiene que ser con Shannon, los otros ya me dirás.
Yep.
El molde de Sky 2 es muy fuerte en este juego, madre mía. Hasta el opening básicamente es casi palabra por palabra el molde de Sky 2. A ver. Can't help but assume. Ok. Bang.
Sí, analizó, analizó.
He hecho también un poco más de preparación. He comprado equipo decente para toda la gente que no había tocado desde el acto 1. Desde el acto
Vale.
1, acto 1. Esto parece Homestuck,
Bueno,
¿eh? A ver. Oh, y de hecho esto es un intermedio, así que ahora estoy en el acto 1, acto 3, intermedio 1. Que es tal cual un descriptor de capítulo de Homestuck, ¿ya?
ya, ya.
Ok. Oh, reconocimiento de que Hasrin es un cocinero decente.
Claro.
Aun cuando era la maid del dormitorio de estudiantes, era cómicamente sospechosa. A ver. ¡Oh, wow! Es literalmente la escena de... Ok, es la escena de Hisui en Tsukihime. Tal cual. Ok, no esperaba esto. Esta escena pasa momento por momento, segundo por segundo, acción por acción, con Hisui en Tsukihime. Madre mía. No me extrañaría, pero al detalle, en plan, pasan la cocina de la casa de los Tono exactamente en la misma dinámica, en el mismo momento, en el mismo todo. No me extrañaría que esto fuese una referencia.
Hombre, claro.
Tal cual.
Ujú.
Lo de ahora te traigo la tirita y todo, madre mía. Y mira que Hisui precisamente no es de las ninjas. Hisui es la menos ninja de las dos hermanas.
Bueno, bueno, te voy a contar.
Me gustaría saber cómo se conocieron. No, se conocían durante la misión. Ok. No sé, creo que la mitad de Zamuria contrataría agentes de Ouroboros si pudiesen. Son al menos competentes.
Te he contado hace cuánto tiempo se unió
Ok.
y que fue tras la muerte del padre.
Vale, entonces es muy distinto lo que... Porque Alisa básicamente hablaba en el juego anterior como si la hubiese criado. Y no
Ahora,
me
a ver,
encaja...
Alisa joven.
No me encajaba con la línea temporal. Y pero se conocieron cuando tenía 10 años, en plan... 10 o 11.
Mm.
La diferencia es
No, no, no,
sustancial.
tienen poco, ¿no? O sea, aquí todavía no tienen.
Tienen 17 o 18 años, ¿no? Los miembros del grupo,
No,
17.
18, creo que ninguno es adulto todavía.
Pero 17 es la edad que creí que tenían. Creo que en el primer juego tenían 17 y a lo mejor Fi tenía 15 o 16. Y Milium tenía como 13.
Ring en este tiene físicamente 17 para 18.
17 para 18. Exacto. Por tanto se conocieron con Sharon cuando tenía 10 años. Por cómo hablaba Lisa en el juego original. Era, oh, me ha criado desde muy pequeña. Y yo pensando, entonces no me cuadra nada.
No, claro, que lo que pasa es que antes le criaba al padre también.
De hecho, no me extrañaría que estuviese un poco la línea temporal flexible hasta que no la fijaron aquí. A ver.
Vale.
¿Qué está
Otra
Alfin
gente
aquí?
con páginas, ¿te voy diciendo?
Sí.
Vale, ¿te los digo todos o poquito a poco?
Tengo un ejército de cosas, así que dímelos todos.
Alisa,
Ujú.
Alisa, Emma, Fi, Laura, Milium y ya está.
Lisa, Emma, Phil, Laura, Milium.
Creo que
Ok.
todas las chicas, ¿no?
Sí, todas las chicas,
Menos
solo
Claire.
tengo un punto. Todas las chicas del grupo de clase 7. Entonces tengo un punto para gastar. No me van a dejar gastarlo en Selene, ¿no? Voy a mirar. ¿Gato?
No, pero creo que es de Emma, ¿no?
Ok.
¿Cómo lo entiendo?
En paz descansemos. En fin, vamos. ¿Los chicos no tienen puntos de bonding? Ok.
En este caso no te dan páginas.
Página. Ya. raro que sea tan delineado. En fin. ¿Por qué le quiere comprar leche para hacerle algo?
Ajá.
O va a hacerle una... Ya, ok.
Ujú. Se queda de pie por alguna razón.
La bufanda invisible.
Bueno,
Parece que esté haciendo... No, este no puedo explicártelo porque no... Creo que no te va... No sé si la cultura española tiene de ella. ¿Sabes lo que es el baile de bastons o el baile de los palos?
si es parecido al de Japón, creo que sí.
Ya, es similar. Cataluña
Va,
tiene cultura de eso.
va.
De hecho lo hice de pequeño. Aún me acuerdo de los ritmos básicos.
No, tampoco una cosa muy...
No, es complicado.
Ya ves, tradición, pero que...
Es complicado porque hay que ir con los compañeros, básicamente. Entonces un gato de 16 años. Ay, de 17 años, madre mía. No le queda mucho.
Familiar, así que...
Ok. Ok, ¿cómo está el clan de las brujas conectadas al abismo? Creía que genuinamente se originaban en el abismo.
Todavía, todavía hay muchas partes de animismo que no te han explicado.
Ya. Y no me vais a dar la reacción del gato porque es la parte buena y no fuese caso que hubiese una parte buena aquí. A ver.
Vale.
Que quiero mirar una cosa ahora. Ok. A ver. Liz está en la casa principal.
Te fijaste cuando estaba todo, cuando ibas a cargar la partida, ¿no? Que se ve todo el grupo ya
Sí,
reunido
sí.
haciendo
Ya.
cosas por Ymir.
Haré a Fi mientras está aquí. Darle de comer al perro, ok. Podías hacer la reacción de Celine si hablas con ella ahora. Ok, voy a ir a hablar, gracias. La única vez que he visto un evento de estos que altera a los NPCs luego, de verdad, fue el concierto raro de Elliot en el primer juego.
Wow.
Prácticamente todo el mundo que estaba ahí tenía frases para antes y después del concierto en la iglesia. A ver... Te lo estás inventando. Ya. Un momento. Sí.
Que no era trampero por si no quedaba claro.
No parece necesariamente hostil. La relación de Fi con los mercenarios, es decir, parece una de las menos antagonistas de los pares que se están poniendo. Man, Gaius no solo es secundario dentro de clase 7, sino que hasta le ha tocado un villano de segunda.
Bueno,
Ay, Dios mío.
te digo que la diferencia de fuerza entre algunos es un poco exagerada.
No, ya lo sé, pero me refiero a que no solo no estaban en la foto finish esa del barco volador, sino que además, la foto grupal del barco volador, sino que además cuando se presentaron en la mansión Arseid, Legin era claramente la cabeza pensante del grupo de los dos.
Ujú.
Creo que hay un mérito. Estos juegos no lo hacen siempre. En Sky 2 se hizo un poco, pero no quiero hablar mucho de ello. En Berserk se hace mucho. Hay mérito en historias de estas espejo, en las cuales tu parte y cada uno es un reflejo de uno de la parte central antagonista. El Berserk es directamente un juego hecho de esto. O sea, la abadía tiene un antagonista para cada uno de tus personajes del grupo. Y no son...
La estrategia One Piece.
Exacto. Es la idea de One Piece. Pero bueno, en One Piece hay gente que no tiene antagonistas personales. Por ejemplo, Nami lleva desde el principio en la historia y no tiene antagonista personal en nada. Pero en el...
Hay gente a la que le gana por lo que sea.
Ah, no hablo de habilidades de combate. Hablo del hecho de cuando haces el espejo y el reflejo de la persona, sea por ideología o por habilidades o por crecimiento, es genuinamente muy distinto del de tu lado. Los Skies normalmente los hacen similares. A ver.
No tanto tampoco.
No, pero...
Entiendo.
No sé cómo explicarte. En el Sky realmente... o sea, Zane y el mercenario ese raro de... No, Zane tenía... No, la del... ¿ves? La del grupo del circo era similar a Shera. Zane tenía el suyo. ¿Quién más? Supongo que... No, Tita tenía René realmente, ¿no?
Técnicamente, pero es que todo eso en realidad es con Excel.
René... No, porque era amiga de las dos. Y tenés toda esa relación rara de niñas mejores amigas. Este juego parece que no... aún no son las personalidades del grupo enemigo. No te suena de nada. Una serie que hace esto muy bien. Y Berserk lo hacía muy bien también. Pero, ¿tú conoces un webcómic que se llama The Order of the Stick? La Orden del Palo. Es un webcómic de dragones y mazmorras, tercera edición.
Me suena, pero no lo he leído.
Pues tiene esto, tiene una parte de antagonistas que son reflejos todos de los originales y son o clases similares de dragones y mazmorras con especializaciones radicalmente distintas o directamente la misma especialización pero en otra clase, ¿lo entiendes? Ninguno
Vale.
es un reflejo directo y los personajes también son muy distintos. Ya motor es un motor, es lo más parecido a un especialista técnico que tenemos. Ahora que George no está.
La otra está destruyendo los tanques de...
Angélica no fue nunca la mecánica de la moto.
No.
Angélica era solo la piloto de la moto. Y la
Daba
propietaria.
ideas y cosas de esas, en plan de la probadora, y quien decía esto me hace falta más de esto, me hace falta más
Quiero
de
decir,
aquello.
el mecánico serio de Thors era siempre George. Me va a doler porque, voy a decirlo ahora, si me dan a Angélica en el grupo, que es de los personajes que creo que quizás pueden darme eventualmente en el grupo, porque era un personaje controlable en el primer juego, voy a llevar a Angélica a las partes del juego en las que crea que voy a encontrarme a Crow, y me dará mucha rabia porque lo haré solo porque clase 6. Pero Angélica y Crow no tenían interacciones en el juego original casi.
No.
Voy a llevármelos, primero porque son los dos de clase 6 y segundo porque Angélica le metió una paliza al combate contra C. ¿Te acuerdas de cuando descubrí que la arte esa de Angélica empujaba a C al otro lado y no podía resistirlo? Creo que le instalé 6 o 7 turnos solo tirándole al otro lado de la arena, fue divertidísimo. ¿Ya?
No, es porque te había reinform.
Muchas cosas que no quieras las aprendes de especializaciones de lo que trabaja la familia.
¿Qué es eso?
Y no necesariamente de lo que estudias. Ya. Por si no te acuerdas de Cold Steel 1 o no has jugado a Cold Steel 1 y has empezado con el 2, que no creo que sea una cosa muy frecuente.
Está recordándote su trauma.
Ah.
Dale.
Angélica, si quieres te dejo uno de los pickle habes del grupo de payasos esos de los nobles. Amigos de la infancia.
Lofheiner.
Yeah,
¿Alguien?
yeah, canon. Madre mía. Ok.
La chica de la promesa, ¿verdad?
Me alegro de que haya esto, porque si no el nicho raro de amiga de la infancia, creo que el juego esperaba llenarlo con la hermana de Rin, lo cual es cero. Si esto fuese, voy a decirlo ahora, si esto fuese un galgue, la única persona que me parece remotamente interesante es Laura.
Vale.
Es que no hay color. Todos los otros arquetipos no son normalmente a lo que iría. Haría todas las rutas, evidentemente, pero de forma natural iría a la de Laura. De forma natural iría a la de Crow, pero luego la de Laura. A ver.
Yeah.
Y hemos dicho galgue de todos modos. Ok.
Para ya que te diera más puntos solamente porque chica de la promesa.
Ya. No fuese caso.
Te puedes quedar con la espada.
Quería ver si podía interactuar con las espadas para que me den una copia de cada una. A ver. Y voy a hablar con el gato y con Laura un momento.
No maneja eso.
Ok, Laura está aquí. Laura y Milium están aquí, debería tener 3 puntos. Has dicho Laura y Milium, ¿no? ¿Realmente?
Sí.
Ok.
Sobre Minion. Lo que te quedan, sí.
Ningún anime tiraré por la ruta del chico, no vende. Los galgues no, los... Vale, es un nicho muy poco servido, pero empieza a haber, sobre todo en Occidente, juegos de citas bi.
Sí, claro.
Cuesta mucho encontrar, pero... Ring Crow me parece... Lo dije al final del primer juego. Ring Crow, cuando se reveló lo de Crow, me parece la mejor relación narrativamente. No porque Rin sea sano ni porque pueda tener una pareja, sino porque creo que la tensión es mucho más interesante si la pareja es un antagonista. Y creo que las dinámicas de Crow y de Rin como espejo el uno del otro se complementan muy bien. Obtenemos condiciones VI. ¡No japoneses!
No voy a hacer que confundan a la gente que se lo compra sin saber.
No.
Hay que poner una etiqueta más en lo de esto. En la contraversión de novelas
Japoneses no encuentro. En Occidente hay a patadas. Hay a patadas, en plan. es un nicho poco encontrado. A ver, ¿no estaba aquí, Laura? Ahí está, ok. Ok. ¿Hablaremos de la escuela? ¿O de Leguín? ¿O de quién hablaremos? ¿O de las responsabilidades como líder de la familia ahora que su padre ha desaparecido? Esto lo pidió a alguien en Cold Steel 1 también. ¿No tiene dojo, no, esta casa?
No.
Supongo que supongo que si vamos a Calvart habrá casas con dojos eventualmente.
Sí, de hecho, Crossbell ya tiene parte de Calvary y ahí se ve.
Ok.
O sea que hay más influencia oriental. No tanto como que haya un dojo de karate.
Sí, pero bueno. Porque Calvart representa que es Fezzan, Suiza, lo que sea. Están en medio del mundo. Son Fezzan, Suiza, pero geográficamente son Turquía. A ver.
Así sentados.
Sí. Me gustaría haber ido una vez a un café. Creo que un café tiene que ser la persona más, no hypeada, pero más mencionada que nunca has visto directamente en estos juegos.
Sí, a esta altura ya sí, clarísimamente.
Si hay algún lugar donde crea que va a aparecer, es quizás aquí antes de aparecer en serio en Calvart. No sin más, no sé la edad que tiene un café. Le creía en plan maestro y gran espadachín, pero ya envejecido. Y esto es lo que esperaba. That Night from Ouroboros. Nope. Hasta el juego se esforzó mucho narrativamente en quitarle peso a Dubail cuando entró.
Bueno.
En plan, es una buena espadachina, pero está 8 pasos por detrás de los dioses de la espada.
Claro. Bueno, y también que al lado de Matt Bourne, pues evidentemente todo el mundo está por debajo.
Sí. Pero, por ejemplo, en estilos distintos, a Loeu lo pondría a la altura de McBurn mentalmente. A ver. Uno como mago raro de fuego y el otro como espadachín. A ver. Man, no sé qué. No me puedo imaginar jugar estos juegos sin haber jugado a.
Okay.
Sin haber jugado a Sky. Tiene que ser una experiencia rarísima. A ver. Boom, boom.
Que claro, también hay que tener en cuenta que en el que conocemos solamente una espadachina como tal del estilo.
En Sky. Espadachín. Hay más de uno, ¿no?
Sí, pero claro, que mantengan el estilo puramente tal y como lo maneja Rin, ¿sabes?
Oh, ya, de las 8 hojas. De las 8 hojas, ya. Creo que el general de Liberl. El general de Liberl del primer juego. Que lo llevas en el tercero. Usa técnicas sueltas de la escuela.
Sí, claro.
Es como Rin. Aparte del kit de Rin está cogido directamente de. ¿Cómo se llamaba esa Bracer? No me acuerdo nunca. La Bracer amiga de Stell. No se llama Annabelle. Annabelle es la pescadora de este juego.
Analance.
Annalise. Ya.
Se viene porque le apetece.
Ya. ¿Vamos a hablar de tu antagonista personal? Porque Claire no dice nada.
Simplemente va a jugar con la niña por entretenerla.
Ok. Idealmente nos lo diría Lecter, pero Lecter es un mentiroso, así que no me fío de nada.
Digo, sí, tío.
Tenéis que estar riendo muchísimo, porque Lecter literalmente apareció una vez en todo Cold Steel 1 y llevo, ¿qué? ¿150 horas simpeando por ese señor? En fin. No existen estos juegos, Lecter. A ver.
Bueno, al menos lo has visto en 3D una vez.
Sí, supongo. Ya. Hablando del rey de Roma.
Se ha enterado que alguien está hablando de él.
¿Te acuerdas de la única vez que la viste?
Segunda.
La vimos 2 veces. Una en el despacho de... Me acuerdo como si fuese... una en el despacho de Shander y una en la estación. A ver.
No, en el primero ya lo pasó.
¿Es declarado oficialmente que Laura es la primera chica que ha invitado a su habitación? Ni idea. Teniendo en cuenta cómo este juego juzga estas cosas, supongo que sería Liz. Echo de menos a Liz como personaje. No la echo de menos como opción romántica. A ver.
Hace falta una guerra para matarlo.
O 3. Creo que podría caer Erebonia y seguiría completamente convencido de que Lecter ha sobrevivido. Figura paterna remota. Lo mismo, que Melium es fruto de experimentos mágicos. No experimentos mágicos, probablemente son robados a algún grupo de niños. O experimentos mágicos para que los niños bondeasen con los arcaísmos. O parte de un grupo de niños que naturalmente bondean con los arcaísmos robada, entre comillas. Es parte de una rama distinta de experimentos de la que es Rin. Ok. Creo que si Milium le hablase a Rin abiertamente de su pasado, a lo mejor tendríamos flashbacks o una cosa de esas, pero... Flashbacks de Rin, digo.
Bueno, pero teniendo en cuenta que Rey nunca va a preguntar directamente.
¿Quién va a despertar finalmente los recuerdos de antes de la familia Schwarzer en Rin? Oye, no sé quién diablos puede hablarle de eso. Lecter mismo, pero... Claire, supongo. McBurn. Ahora hay pocas personas que sepan realmente lo que es Rin. En fin. McBurn se dio cuenta cuando peleábamos. Ok.
A 9 para 4.
Y voy a leer las... Wow. Ok. Esto es muy aburrido. Esto es interesante. Directamente las partes de Alisa y de Fi son... Hey, ¿has jugado el primer juego? Esto más o menos lo podíamos deducir. Me gusta que sigue poniendo el club del que es cada uno. Estaba en el original, que tenía un cierto sentido, pero no sé si vamos a volver a Thorns en este juego. Ok, tengo un punto de bonding para gastarlo en lo que quiera, ¿no? Juices, ¿dónde estás? Para sorpresa de absolutamente nadie. He tenido menos momentos con Juices de los que debería tener, y me duele un poco haberme perdido los baños termales, así que... Ok. ¿Sara tiene equipo propio?
No, creo que no, ¿no? ¿Te lo miro? No,
aunque lo coja ahora, no va a llegar, ¿de acuerdo? Lo digo porque Sara...
No, de todas formas, Sara, ten en cuenta, Sara, a efectos prácticos cuenta como clase 7.
Ya. Ok, voy a hacer Sara. No sé quién es Wenzel. ¿No que Wenzel es un personaje del vuestros juegos de Crossbell, no?
Sí. No es particularmente espectacular, pero bueno.
Ok. Yeah, vamos a ver. Me gustaría que Tobal estuviese bebiendo. No, ok. Esto es un evento que me gustó mucho en el primer juego. Y que ningún otro evento hizo. Que son eventos de estos compartidos en los que simplemente hay bastante gente. Hubo en el Festival Cultural alguno. Y luego hay uno muy notable en el primero, que es cuando Alice está haciendo cosas en el ordenador y viene Sharon y es un evento compartido las dos, ¿te acuerdas?
Sí, sí.
Vale.
Que de hecho el punto era raro porque lo abracharon.
Vale, pues ese evento me gustó mucho porque participa más gente. Creo que el formato este de todo es 1-1 daña un poco el potencial de las escenas.
Ya, pero claro, que tú imagínate, entonces hay escenas que son mejores que otras.
Bueno, ya las
Pero
hay.
ya lo son, porque
Ya
no
las
punto,
hay,
no,
ya
pero
las
bueno.
hay.
Como siempre, señora borracha, por eso no hay.
Esto puedo relacionarme. En mi casa hay toda clase de licores. Sin exagerar, a lo mejor una cuarta parte de la familia se dedica a la manufactura de alcohol de un modo u otro.
Ya, claro.
¿Sabías que... Esto no lo he comentado nunca, pero una persona de la familia eh, fue la primera persona de empezar a producir sake español puro y tuvieron que hacer No existía un entramado de regulación de arroz para producción de alcohol en España y tuvieron que escribirlo solo porque empezamos nosotros a importarlo.
Vale, claro.
No hacen nada, de hecho, hace como 15 años.
Bueno, pregunta interesante.
Ujú. Estás en Heimdall, ok.
Bueno, acabó en Heimdall.
Nadie estaba nada preocupado por Sarah. Podíamos estar preocupados por otros personajes, pero no por Sarah. De Death Flags alguna, pero no muchas, hija mía. No tienes suficientes. A ver. Si esta fuese una franquicia distinta, Sarah moriría, porque es el personaje mentor, pero... Es un personaje mentor demasiado poderoso, entre comillas, pero no en los trailses. A ver...
Sara es fuerte, pero no, tampoco, o sea, es muchísimo más fuerte que ella.
Es bastante más fuerte que el
Sí,
clase
claro.
7. Ok.
Escenas que no se pueden ver bien, pero bueno.
Esta escena me gusta. ¡Yay! Ok, justo. Quería llegar a 3 para que me diesen la versión menor si resulta que sí que cuenta como adulto. A ver. Y ahora en un principio cuando cambie de capítulo me darán el super objeto de Shannon y luego objetos menores de los otros adultos porque los tengo todos en 3, ¿no?
No sé si ni siquiera los menores. No sé si solamente te dan uno.
Ok. Esto vuelve a ser... Me has explicado 3 veces cómo funciona esto. Y las 3 veces me has dicho algo distinto. Paso de capítulo ya, ¿no? ¿Me dejo algo?
Yo creo que yo sé, bueno.
La misión de aquí era la de la pescadora y del boss pescado. ¿Ok? Hice todas las pescas, hice... todas las recetas. Conservo 2 copias de cada receta, por si alguien me las pide. Ok.
Si hacía falta te lo diría. Vamos,
Ok, vale.
Y ha hecho el no.
Ya, compré el objeto que dije, hice lo de Snowboard, compré el objeto que dije. Mejoré el Dark Emblem por ahora.
Ok.
Pero no puedo aún mejorarlo al final porque pide 30 y materials y como que no. O sea, en plan, estoy farmeándolos solo para poder llegar a esto. Compré otra copia de Holy Breath. ¿Quién tiene ahora Holy Breath? Los personajes que estuve usando. Tienen algunos Holy Breath, ya. Equipé a Shannon. No,
Sí.
no bien, pero equipé a Sharon pues, mientras iba haciendo
Estaba
cosas
luchando con ella, así que.
y farmando links. Dime.
No, que estaba luchando con ella es normal.
Si tengo que usar si me dan toda la party, absolutamente toda la party para seleccionar a quien quiera, voy a llevar a Sharon, 100%.
Vale.
Sharon es muy, muy, muy fuerte. Creo que es el personaje más fuerte al que tenemos acceso ahora. Un momento, no me acuerdo realmente los efectos de los crafts de Sara. Recuerdo que había el de parálisis, ya este.
Sí.
Ok. Ok. Ok, ya, no es gran cosa. Recuerdo que Flash tenía un auto delay exagerado. No es gran cosa, pero al menos tiene delay de área. Y Sara tiene un kit general útil, de todas formas, de todos modos. En fin. Sí, pero ya está, ¿no?
Sí, sí.
Vamos. 40 minutos solo de escenas de bonding y openings. Bueno, estos trails también. Ok, esto es todo lo que tenía que tener, 41. Me extraña que no sean 45.
No, 21.
Oh, you went up a rank. Here's a little something from the guild.
Braveheart. No me suena el primer juego.
Victorite.
Ok.
Keep it up. You should be proud of yourself.
Won the race. Por cierto, mientras estuve intentando contra McBurn, hice 2 veces más la carrera y las 2 veces la gané a la primera sin ningún problema, en plan. Cuando te sabes el recorrido da igual ya.
Pero claro.
Se me sigue haciendo raro que el combate no acabe cuando derrotas a tu Valley, pero... ok. Hay tanta gente que no quedan sillas. Alguien debería sentarse a la cabeza de la mesa. Cuarta. No cuarta, porque el opening ya me ha chivado que os vais a unir a la facción de Oliver. Men, si Oliver es miembro de party, me va a doler muchísimo porque voy a tener que usarle al de caster.
Path of our own, separate from the ones the reformist and noble factions are taking.
A third way, you say? I do agree. It wouldn't feel quite right for us to directly support either side.
Que ya lo hemos hecho.
We might be military academy students, but we're still students.
Involving ourselves in a civil war isn't something we should take lightly.
Maquias a tu padre lo han de... Da igual.
We might have a divine knight on our side, but we're still going to need to be very careful how we proceed.
Whatever we do, Valimar will certainly be at the center.
No doubt. We've all seen how powerful the Divine Knights are. If we use them right, we can intervene in the war as much as we want.
They're quite literally beings of legend. However, his potential influence on the war is all the more reason why he will need to be used cautiously.
What are we gonna do then? Even if we agree on not siding with either of the factions, I'm pretty sure each of us have different stuff we want to do, and different things that we have to do too.
Yeah, that's true. For my part, I need to rescue Elise and Princess Alphen from the Noble Alliance's clutches. Whether it's alone or with you guys, it's something I'll do.
There's no way you'll be alone for that. We're with you all the way. I'm concerned about Dad too, what with them having him under arrest.
¡Ey! Al final lo mencionas.
I still can't get in contact with Fiona either. I'm glad I was able to see Dad, but I'm worried about her.
No deberíamos tomar partido en la alianza de Noblesse contra el ejército. Solo resulta que todo el mundo tiene cuestiones personales contra la alianza de Noblesse. Ok.
Cada uno tiene a alguien capturado por ello.
It's a huge relief to see you're all right, Sharon, but Mother's still unaccounted for.
Yo no pondría la mano al fuego de que Irina no sea parte de la alianza, pero bueno.
I'm sorry I can't do more to comfort you, my lady.
And I have no idea where Father's been for the past month.
Sí que lo sabes. Literal... Ok.
I'm certain he must be well, but all the same.
We're all worried about our families, I see. Hopefully, we can find some information on all of them before the fighting gets any more fierce.
I'm certainly not worried about the safety of mine.
Yep.
Although, suffice it to say, if we choose to intervene in the war, conflict with them is all but inevitable.
That goes for Zeno and Leo, too. They've been hired by the Noble Alliance, so I'd say it's likely we'll run into them in the future. Plus, Emma and I still need to talk to Vita to see what exactly she's trying to do. To figure out what's so important to her that she was willing to break a taboo to do it.
Podríais daros la vuelta y preguntárselo a Sharon.
That's true.
Whatever you decide.
Ok, pues no.
You'll have my
También
full
puede ser que
support.
Sharon no se va porque es Uroboros.
Ya.
Just as the
Pero
warriors of the North did
la
250
intervención a la guerra
years
por
ago.
parte de Ouroboros parece organizada. No es algo hecho
I'm
por la cara.
determined to fight to protect my second homeland and those who live within it.
Oh, same! We can do this! I can back him up, right, Claire?
How could I say no? I have my own duties to take care of as part of the Railway Military Police, but I fully intend to support all of you with everything I have.
Claire y Milium no tienen motivos reales para estar aquí.
I'm thinking it's about time I return to helping the guild, actually. But I'll still be in touch with Sarah, so I'm sure I can lend a hand or two anytime you need.
Literalmente dice que se va.
Ok, me parece bien.
Naturally, I'd be overjoyed to continue serving as your dormitory's caretaker.
I'm your instructor, so you're stuck with me to the very end. Whatever you choose to do, you'll have my support.
Sería práctico tener a Sara como líder de operaciones, pero creo que le va a pasar al rol a Rin del todo.
Resolving to find a third way is a start, but only a start. It also leaves plenty of questions that need to be answered on top of it all.
Well, then how about this? Let's figure out right now whether or not we want to keep using Ymir as our base of operations.
Just so we're clear on this, there's a limit to how many people can use the spirit path at any one time.
¿Qué
And
límite?
with as many people as we have now, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be at this point.
And we're limited on how frequently we can use it.
Oh, right.
But we're also just as limited on where we can go otherwise. We haven't exactly been the most subtle group around. Who's to say we could even operate elsewhere?
An astute point. The Noble Alliance will no doubt be even more wary of us than before.
Si tuviésemos una base, pero que también fuese móvil, que cupiese toda la gente posible y que además, no sé, nos diese esta opción de ser una tercera parte que no interfiere en la
¿Puede ser
guerra.
roja?
No matter what
Ya,
we decide
una base
to
roja,
use.
rápida, o a lo mejor inspirada en algo de Liberon.
Indeed. Yet we're short on time, so a decision must be made now.
There's gotta be something that only we can do.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I know it exists. And I'm sure that we'll find it. The best thing we can do now is keep talking things out until we find a way. There's no point in rushing into a decision.
O pedirle a Claire, que es la especialista en comunicaciones, que entre en contacto con la comunicación oral del Courageous. ¿No?
Wow, doesn't this look fun?
Buenas, Vita.
Mind if I join in?
What in the world?
It couldn't be.
It couldn't be, ¿por qué? Si ya lo he hecho 2 o 3 veces. Venga.
Buenos vianos.
Celine, cómete el gato.
Pájaro.
Pájaro.
It's lovely to see you
Vuelve a
again,
pasar
Emma.
lo del diamante de su garganta, que se abre y se cierra.
You were finally able to reunite with all of your classmates. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. The goddess was on your side after all.
Cut the crap, Vita. Have you been listening in all this time?
Where are you? I'm not far at all. Listen closely now.
Evidentemente con un altavoz.
That sounds just like...
Is that?
It's coming from above us!
Ah, es el Pantagruel, ya.
Isn't that the Noble Alliance Force's flagship?
What's the Pantagruel doing here?
Damn it! I didn't think she'd tell the rest of their army where we were.
Lo sabían.
But why now?
Why? Because our preparations are finally complete.
Vita!
Hola, de verdad.
You're here. Yes, I am here, in the flesh. Good day to you all, Class 7. As nice as it would be to finally give you a hug, Emma, I wouldn't want to keep our guest of honor waiting any longer. So, without further ado...
Ya, aquí está. Man, y no tenemos Valimar.
Can't be. Isn't that
Es lo que faltaba.
¿Qué esperabais, hijos míos? Orden,
Sí.
ok.
Long time no see, guys. Sorry for dropping in on you like this, but I'm sure you know the drill by now. You ready to have some fun?
Is that really you, Crow?
There's no doubt about it.
See. You damn terrorist.
¿Que estás picada?
Come on!
Right. Heed my call, Valimar!
Ya, ahora aquí nos están dando todo el espacio del mundo.
I'm not gonna lose this time.
Ah, no?
Because at the end of the day, he's just an obstacle that needs to be overcome. So lend me your power, Valimar.
Very well. Use my power as you see fit.
You've really taken to piloting since your last encounter, haven't you? I was hoping you would, and you didn't let me down. You boys have so much potential. But potential is only that. Potential. And you, Reem, might want to reevaluate just how many obstacles need overcoming.
No, ok.
Hola.
Ya. Esto básicamente es un resumen de final de capítulo.
This is bad.
Aren't those the Alliance's allies?
Long time no see, kiddos. You doing all right, Fee?
I see the Purple Lightning has joined your ranks.
Zeno. Leo.
Zephyr.
And a few members of Ouroboros, too. Guess all the big guys wanted a piece of us today.
And look, Sammy's here too!
Kindly stop referring to Clown Soleus with the bizarre nickname.
Ah, it's such a pleasure to visit this wintry wonderland once again.
Blau Blanc hace 3 piruetas, mira directamente a la cámara. Por favor, comprad el drama CD.
Oh, it's a pleasure, all right. The time for my long-awaited revenge has finally come. Now you shall pay!
It's only been 2 days since you first fought them, you know.
This could pose a problem. Why send so many powerful allies here? And all at once?
You've proven to be rather formidable adversaries after all. It wouldn't do to underestimate you.
¿Qué son los dos generales? Es lo que falta, ¿no? ¡Oh! ¡Rufus! ¡Buenas!
Rufus.
Ah,
I'm pleased to
quiero
see
ver a
you
Rufus
again,
pelear.
Ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. As for you, dear brother, I was told that you'd run away from home. It does my heart good to see you safe and sound. So, you've finally gathered up the will to make the difficult choices life set at your feet, I presume. Even if those choices place you in my line of fire?
Yes, I have.
I can't believe he's shown up too.
The Noble Alliance is pulling out all the stops to finally get rid of us, aren't they?
No, están viniendo a hacer postureo. No tengo todo el grupo preparado, espero que me dejen prepararlo antes del combate, si me hacen combatir con todos. Ok, no.
Are you sure?
We're in for a real brawl out here, but a guy couldn't ask for better opponents.
Leave the battle on the ground to us.
We've no intention of backing down without a fight.
Claire y Sharon solas pueden solearse todo. Claire, Sharon y Maquias solos pueden solearse todo.
Wait, Sharon!
I know they're all strong, but still.
Well, what do you say we get started?
Here he comes!
Chan, chan, chan. No, realmente es su arma, me dijiste. No es su arma, la espada esta de 2 hojas. Realmente lo es.
¿La arma de?
La lanza esta de 1 hoja en cada punta. La doble
el
alada.
arma de Ordín, en realidad.
Oh, ¿no es el arma de Crow? Ok.
Well, it's hard to go through the kinds of things I have without growing from the experience.
Pensaba que los robots tenían el arma del usuario también.
And now that I've done all that,
Valimar no tiene arma.
Sí, ¿no? ¿Valimar no es principalmente espadachín?
El ring espadachín.
Vale, vale.
I said you could hold your own, not that you could win. Remember, there's still a 3-year gap's worth of experience between us. And it's time you realize just how much of an impact that gap has.
That's enough, Crow!
Si vais a pelear separados, McBurn puede one-shotear a todo el mundo de este pueblo. Excepto Sharon.
Well, they're putting up a good fight so far, but... Yeah, it's not looking good.
Peleando off-screen. ¡Ah!
Then it's time we lent them our aid.
Agreed. Weapons at the ready, guys.
Always in a rush, aren't you? Stay right where you are. I'll serve as your opponent today.
You will?
Trying to stop us from joining in?
I'd rather our intrusion cause as little inconvenience as possible for the people of this village.
Dice, viniendo con un barco volador gigante y todos los terroristas del continente. Ok, ya. Esto es lo que esperaba.
I'll let you make the first move. It's been quite some time since I last instructed you in fencing.
Oh, pelearé contra Rufus y yo. Ok. Me gustaría, pero creo que no.
Wow.
Menacing, menacing, menacing.
Stay alert. Rufus is a master of court fencing. We'll need to put all we have into this battle to even stand a chance against him.
I would have it no other way.
Vale.
¡Yay! Ok, perfecto. Espero
vale,
que...
explica, otro detalle.
Ah.
Vuelven los 40 turnos.
Ok, ¿me dejan configurar la party o no?
Claro, tienes que ponerle a todo el mundo los cuartos y todo eso, claro.
Vale. Porque si no, tendré problemas. A ver, si hay límite de turnos, tengo que hacer esto. A ver. No, es verdad, si no hay límite de turnos, tengo que cambiarlo.
El límite de turnos son 40
Ya,
turnos.
hay límite de turnos, pero tendré que ir a ofensiva extrema. Adel, ¿sabes que empezar con un combate de límite de turnos quiere decir que a lo mejor tendré que hacer un stop stream eventualmente? Así que a lo mejor tenemos que cortar
no hay otra
pronto.
forma de hacerlo.
Ya lo sé, lo sé, lo sé. Déjame que piense. Ya, Fi, supongo. De este grupo, Fi. Y luego de backline, Maquias, evidentemente. Y... Milium, asumo. Es que no sé lo vulnerable que has estado los alterados. Me alegro de haber comprado armas para todo el mundo, pero...
Yo sé cosas, pero evidentemente no puedo decirte mucho.
Ok. No me digas. Estoy
Lo
pensando.
que tienes que hacer es bajarle la vida a la mitad.
A la mitad. Ok, esto es más tolerable. Ok. Confirmar. No me dejan, Adel.
No problem.
Adel, no me dejan.
¿Pero tienen algo configurado?
No, nadie lleva cuarzos en el grupo.
Qué raro, eso no recuerdo, sí.
No, nadie lleva cuarzos. Tengo que resetear el juego, Adel.
No recordaba para nada, sí.
Ok, así es como es. Tengo que resetear el juego,
Creo que se puede hacer.
Adel. ¿Me vas a hacer un combate sin cuarzos? ¿Cuánta vida tiene?
Míralo.
¿Me vas a hacer un combate de límite de turnos en hard sin cuarzos? ¿Por qué? ¿Por sadismo? Ok.
A ver, es que yo recuerde.
Okay.
Y es el enemigo con más vida que me he encontrado hasta ahora. Límite de turnos. Ok. Y strength down. Yeah.
No, carga.
No, lo haré. A ver. Pensaba ponerle screaming a los casters. Para poder hacer algo.
Ya te digo que no recordaba para nada, tío.
Vale, ok, pues es como es. A ver, un momento. ¿Qué vulnerabilidades tiene? ¡Hago un 1000 con Strength Down!
No problem. Sorry, would you mind?
No problem. Time barrier. Break!
I'll handle it.
Good luck. I'll handle this. Arcus, activate.
It's my turn.
I'll handle this.
Cuidado con ese 10%.
No me dejo usar los overdrives porque Green no está.
Now's our chance. Don't let it pass. Okay. Shut up.
Usa ese.
Ya lo sé.
This is my secret weapon.
Es que no tengo cuarzos.
Try this.
No puedo siquiera pararme a curar.
Try this.
No, bueno.
Pensé que podría usar los overdrives, pero claro, como Green no está.
My turn. Now's our chance.
Ya no tienes derecho a decirme claro de nada después de la trampa que acabas de colarme.
A ver, yo tampoco recuerdo así.
Ok.
En mi caso, directamente, ni siquiera es normal, ni siquiera un combate difícil, claro, pero...
Ok.
No sé si a lo mejor es por el tema de... No, la he encontrado ya al punto. Magia.
Iba a usar magia con esta partida. Siempre iba a usar magia con esta partida. Algo raro pasado, me dicen. Ok. Me alegro de que haya pasado algo raro. ¿Yo que es divertido por verme morir?
This is nothing.
Me la habéis jugado bien, pero bueno.
I leave this to you.
Te digo, o a lo mejor es que era algo inesperado, no sé.
This doesn't look too good. Listen to my song of healing.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Leave this to me.
No tiene cuarzos. Maki es el único que tiene cuarzos, de hecho. Nadie más en el grupo tiene cuarzos excepto Maquias. Elliot tiene de autoasignación. O sea, hice clic en poner automáticamente. ¿Cómo podéis anticipar esto? ¡Vosotros habéis jugado todos a este juego! ¡Yo no!
Ya te digo, aquí completamente que te dejaban usar lo que...
Ok.
Esto o este combate de verdad es mucho más fácil de lo que parece.
Yes, sir.
How careless.
Pero ya lo tienes, de hecho, ¿no?
Creo que lo tengo, sí.
Here's a
Me habéis... Pero, ¿entendéis esto? Estoy en llamada con una persona que ha jugado este juego. En chat hay todo personas que han jugado este juego y me habéis hecho un combate sin objetos. No llevan ni accesorios equipados, mi party.
Es que por lo normal.
You've been a wonderful audience.
Right.
Y no se acaba el combate.
Hang in
No
there.
da vida, ¿no? Sí.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Ahí es más emocionante, me dicen. Sois todos unos desgraciados. Ay.
Ah, ya he visto, no es que era nada difícil.
No estoy diciendo que sea o no sea difícil.
Ahí está.
No estoy hablando de que sea o no sea difícil. ¿Sabes lo que pasará a partir de ahora, Del?
¿Qué?
Que me voy a pasar cuartos de hora, 20 minutos, 30 minutos en cada punto del juego parándome y reequipando y asignando 15 personajes. Siempre. Ya no me voy a fiar nunca.
Si este combate no tenía nada, ya has visto.
Adel, no... Ok, no es cuestión de eso.
Que tengo que jicar.
¿Qué? Estoy jugando con un guía por...
Well, I won't deny that was
No pasa nada.
Ok, ¿es que soy yo quejica? ¿O es que os habéis equivocado y no se ha acordado nadie y tendríais que habérmelo dicho?
Si no, no lo acordaba nadie, porque literalmente este combate no hacía falta. Ya te digo. Este combate ni siquiera recordaba que no podías equiparlo.
Adel, escucha lo que te voy a decir. ¿Es que sea yo demasiado quejica o es que tendríais que haberme avisado y no os habéis acordado?
No lo pone en ningún lado que sea necesario llevar una composición especial ni nada de eso.
Ok, ¿es esto lo que estoy preguntando?
Te digo, en ningún lado, o sea, ni siquiera en la
De acuerdo, aunque no lo ponga en ningún lado, si el juego vuelve a hacerme esto, dímelo.
¿Cómo?
Mirándolo, mira preventivamente. Cuando vayamos a hacer... Escucha lo que te digo ahora. Cuando vayamos a hacer un combate más adelante, me dijiste que en Cold Steel 3 y en Cold Steel 4 algo que pasa constantemente es que juegas las distintas partes de todos los conflictos. Cuando en este juego o en un juego futuro tú sepas que va a haber un combate en el cual no está Rin, ¿de acuerdo? Mira vídeos por YouTube. No asumas que te dejan. Mira antes si te dejan. No vuelvas a asumir que dejan nunca, ¿de acuerdo?
Sí, ya verme 4 horas de todo.
No, busca un clip, eso ni lo ponen en las guías. Busca un clip de un playthrough o algo, para que no me pase esto. Vale, gracias. Madre mía, qué frustrante es esto.
How is he so strong?
Vais en cuartos.
We didn't stand a chance.
Vais en cuartos.
Este combate tiene que ser perdible. No puede ganar, se queda con 1 de vida. Este sí lo sé.
Vale, pues si se queda con 1 de vida, perfecto. Pero no digo esto, me gustaría haber jugado mi estrategia con artes mías, cosas de esas, preparado a los distintos personajes. En vez de eso he tenido que jugar con las habilidades por defecto que tenían por los Master Quartz.
Como todo el mundo.
No, como... Ok.
You guys okay? Hey, you really think you've got time to be worrying about them? You ain't getting out of this one, Reen.
All right, bring it on! It's time to settle this, Crow!
Todo el mundo diciéndome que podía prepararme, no es un... no tenías que haberte preparado. Es un... nosotros nos hemos olvidado. No, Criminal Edge, esto lo hacen.
Hope you're ready. This is bad.
Gotcha.
No pasa nada, no pasa nada. Es más que me da rabia que me echéis la culpa a mí.
¿Culpa? ¿Culpa de qué?
¡De quejarme!
Pero que no pasa nada.
Literal. Ok. Ok, en los últimos.
O sea, que te explico también que tengo que tener que perderlo y que era así, que no ¿sabes?
Pero no me vayas
¿Tiene que
diciendo
ser
que
así?
es culpa mía que soy un quejica todo el rato, hijo mío.
Que no pasaba nada, que se cuánto saca nadie, ¿sabes?
Hablamos de cosas distintas.
Settled enough for you?
You didn't even bother to use that trump card of yours.
He wasn't even trying last time, then was he?
Come on. With the way you are now, I don't even need to try. I'll always win. And that ring perfectly illustrates just how massive the gulf between us is. Maybe you think you've had it tough up till now, but you're gonna need to go through a hell of a lot more if you want to even the odds.
I see the battle here has come to an end.
Oh, hey Via.
I can't help but feel a little bummed that everything went exactly as I thought it would. Still, it just goes to show how much faith I have in your skills, my sweet Azure Chevalier.
Funny, I don't recall ever becoming yours. How's everything up top?
I think it's only a matter of time before the battle is decided. But we've caused enough trouble for the people of Ymir already. It's about time we brought this to a close.
Hemos tocado otro huevo.
Finestrum Phantasma.
My apologies for not coming down to speak with you in person, ladies and gentlemen of Thor's Military Academy. You know who I am, of course, but I am Duke Cayenne, ruler of the Lemaire province and supreme leader of the Noble Alliance.
Duke Cayenne?
So even the big guy himself is here. I must say, what a curious group we have here. I'd heard as much, but allow me to extend my most heartfelt congratulations. My expectations have thoroughly been exceeded.
Me pongo un poco de agua, un momento.
When I saw young Eustace and Laura in Legram earlier this year, I could never have imagined this is how we would next meet. Oh, I'm sure your parents must have warned you against wandering off with such disreputable individuals on a number of occasions. But I suppose every child thinks that they alone know what is best for themselves. Duke Alberea was simply livid about what happened. But it can't hurt to learn more about the outside world,
Every word that leaves his mouth is condescending.
Did you come all the way here just to tell us that?
Don't be silly, child. Reen Schwarzer. I had this meeting arranged because I wanted to speak with you. Perhaps the method was a touch too garish for something so simple, but do forgive me for not formally requesting an audience.
With me?
With you. Allow me to get right to the point. I wish to invite you, Ashen Chevalier, aboard our flagship.
Wait, why?
I've heard all about your magnificent exploits across the land, and so I thought it would be nice to sit down and have a long, pleasant chat with you about the past, the present, as well as your future.
Are you suggesting you want Reen to join the Noble Alliance?
Should you accept my invitation, we will withdraw peacefully from Ymir. Furthermore, I give you my personal assurance that we will leave this village alone for the duration of this war. A fine proposition, is it not? Are we interested?
Literalmente, si no, la otra opción, ¿cuál es?
Very well. Allow me to accept your invitation.
Don't be an idiot. This is clearly a trap. They wouldn't come all the way out here and take you into their flagship if it weren't.
I appreciate your concern, but Trap or not, this might be a good chance for us, too. I think I'd regret it if I let it pass. Balamar, transport Celine back outside.
Are you certain?
Now hold it right there!
Don't worry about me. The odds were against all of us getting back together, but we did it. And I'm sure we can do it again, too. So just wait with Emma for now. I'll be back before you know it. Balamar, if you would.
Very well.
Wait!
Supuestamente han luchado, aunque se quedan en la misma posición.
It seems the time has come for us to part ways once again. But remember this. You're an Alberea. There is power and dignity in that name. To whatever end you would use it, I want you to prove that the convictions you cling to are worthy of your loyalty. Not for my benefit, but for yours.
Wait!
Lord Rufus!
Well met, Lord Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to see you again. Allow me to extend my apologies for the harm my father visited upon this town and its people.
Never mind that. What do you intend to do with my son? And what is a promising young man like yourself?
We're simply going to borrow young Reen for a short while. There's nothing to worry about. I'm a busy man these days, though, so for now, I bid you adieu.
Reen! We all finally got back together, too. Why?
Sorry, but I'll be back, I promise. So stay safe.
Master Reen! ¡Reen!
Yo no se lo pongo porque se pone más nerviosa la Sharon.
Ahora sí.
Caso.
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like from up close. It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room as the leader of the Noble Alliance. Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war broke out.
Reen Schwarzer, truth be told, we don't want this war to drag on any more than you do.
Really?
We only acted as we did, due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable to justify turning a blind eye. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded this nation's beloved culture and traditions, treating Erebonia as if it were his own personal property. Surely you too noticed this.
Well, I can't say I disagree. We did hear story after story during our field studies about how aggressive his policies were, about the way he didn't care how many enemies he made as a result, creating terrorist groups like the Imperial Liberation Front.
Hola.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch, and the good old days of the Empire will be upon us once more. The key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences and joining hands. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid that yes, you are. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the Alliance has done? You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial family. And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia Fortress. After all the Imperial army would never bow their heads to the likes of you, even if the rest of the population did.
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned. But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us.
It does?
The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well, that would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play. Couple them with our Panzer Soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us. You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
Well...
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form. And if that holds true even for mass-produced soldats made with modern technology, it will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
I will say it once more. Gileath Osborne is dead, and with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
Un momento, voy a ponerme las botas que tengo
Hace
frío en
falta
los...
acabar con el ejército, ¿sabes?
Voy a ponerme las botas que tengo frío en los pies.
Ok. Lo que hace falta para acabar una guerra es derrotar al ejército y cargarse al presidente de la nación.
Are you trying to...
Whatever you ultimately decide, their safety is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, Your Grace.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
Rufus.
We may stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but I still sit on Thor's board of directors. And in that capacity, I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Todos están guiando pacíficamente. Esta es intermisión, de verdad.
All that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then. That includes both your pleasant...
I suggest you consider, after all, every soldier must... I look forward to...
It's hard to argue that this war began because the noble faction went too far. But the longer it goes on, the more people are going to suffer. Am I really okay with that? If I join them, I could reduce the number of victims, be friends with Crow again, free Elise and Princess Alphen. No, this isn't that simple. Think, Rain, think. I was able to reunite with the others, but Elise and Princess Alphen are still in the Alliance's custody. What's the best thing I can do? This isn't just about me. What do all of us want to do?
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your ears.
What do you want?
Hey now, no need to give me that look. I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking everything over like your life depended on it. And what do you know? I was right.
How about you mind your own damn business? And don't you have better things to do with your time? I figured the glorious Azure Chevalier would be far too busy with the war to be hanging out around here.
It's tough being popular. If you joined us, I could get away with doing half the work I am now. So come on, stop freaking out about it so much and make a choice.
This isn't something I can just decide by flipping a coin, Crow. And besides, it'd probably be an easier choice if not for a certain someone. What's that in your hand, anyway?
Grub, of course. Kinda early, but I brought you your lunch. Mind if I join you?
Hamburgers, fries, and onion rings, huh? I was expecting something more fancy like I had last night.
Oh, that kind of food more your thing? Okay then, give me a minute while I go ask the chef to whip something up.
No, this is fine. The burger looks delicious.
Cool. All right, dig in.
This tastes kinda different from a normal burger. Oh, no wonder. It's got whitefish in it.
Yeah, they're called fish burgers. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. The tartar sauce makes for an unusual extra flavoring, too. This tastes amazing. I like this way more than the food I had last night, to be honest.
Well, glad to hear. Guess it was worth putting my cooking skills to the test after all.
Wait, you made this?
Was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could probably do better, though. But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like soul food back in Jirai, where I grew up.
Oh.
To think, all the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses. Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Oh, yeah. Vita was using some weird thing of hers to let you see what was going on, wasn't she? So I guess you saw what happened there.
Yeah. Jirai was that special economic zone in the Northwest you guys went to during our August field study, too. So you ended up going back to your old hometown then?
Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, so it was kind of surreal being back again. But it was nostalgic in its own way, too.
It's been bugging me for a long time now. What could have made you want to join a group of terrorists like the Imperial Liberation Front? What was it that made you hate Chancellor Osborne that much? Enough to take his life? Tell me, Crow. Please. I want to know what it was that made you who you are now. What kind of place Jirai was, how you lived there, and what you were doing before you entered the academy and met Toa, Angelica, and George.
Where's the fun in prying into a guy's past? Save all that talk for your number one in class. Who's the lucky girl anyway? Elisa? Laura? Emma? Fee? And don't tell me it's Millie, because, you know,
I'm serious, Crow. I really want to know. Think of telling me your past as paying off the interest you owe in that 50 Mira. Because until I know, until we know, we won't be able to move forward.
You're really serious.
Crow?
My past really isn't that big of a deal, you know. It's got nothing on yours, that's for sure. If you find yourself thinking that's all when I'm done, well, I warned you. So, you really want to know?
Yeah. Nothing you say will change my mind. Please, tell me.
All right, you win. Like I said, it's just your run-of-the-mill sob story. Pick up any history textbook and you'll probably find a dozen others just like it. It's the kind of story that's so common no one bothers to remember it, like it never even happened. Back in those days, Jirai was known as Dry City. It was a city-state off the coast of northwest Zemuria that prospered through maritime trade with West Erebonia, Northumbria, and Remiferia. It had a population of around 150,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a big place or anything. Because of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace. We were pretty fortunate, all things considered, until about 20 years ago. That was when the Northumbrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality of Northumbria was turned to salt. And as a result, trade on the northwest shore was reduced to virtually nothing. Day after day, Jirai's prosperity started to fade away. Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing, our historic landmarks, our septium mines. We could make use of those to get trade going again, both to keep our state running and to help out Northumbria. In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor, my grandfather. He was the last mayor Jirai City ever had. He was a stubborn old bastard, but he had this wry sense of humor, and was well loved by everyone. I lost my mom and dad early, so he was also my only living relative. He taught me just about everything a guy could know. He was like a mom, dad, and your old master rolled into one, I guess. Anyway, fast forward to 10 years ago. Out of nowhere, we received this proposal from the Erebonian government. They said they wanted to extend a railway line from Heimdall all the way to Jirai. We relied on the sea for trade before, but there wasn't any reason to believe we couldn't benefit from being connected to Heimdall by rail. The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council, and as a result, my grandfather was forced to accept. Within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then some. The streets were more bustling than ever. But keep in mind, this was the result of huge amounts of imperial capital flowing into the city. Land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared about making money. Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike there, no opposition existed in Jirai. My grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation under control. Then
¿Decías algo?
day, someone blew up the railway line
Si decías algo.
to Jirai.
No, que lo de Crossbell, lo de que básicamente quien se enfrenta en Crossbell es que tienen al lado Calvar que pueden ser quietos.
Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Everyone except the imperial government. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient and threatened to withdraw all imperial capital. The city was left in an uproar like we'd never seen. Shares plummeted, and with no one able to ascertain the culprit's identity, chaos reigned. That was when he showed up. Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative of the imperial government, personally came to Jirai. We then received a second proposal.
The restoration of the railway and its future security will be seen to by the Imperial Army. In return for our continued assistance in safekeeping, Jirai will come under the wing of our glorious empire and attain even greater prosperity as a special economic zone.
The timing was too good to be true, really. Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. He tried everything he could to convince the city's council to reject the offer. Unfortunately, once you taste the sweet fruit of prosperity, it's hard to want to go back. The council, made up of influential merchants and all their greed, jumped at the offer. And tempted by the elimination of customs, together with the tax breaks from being an SEZ, many of the citizens did too. And during all that, they'd conveniently found a suspect behind the railway incident, my grandfather. He loved Jirai more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him too. And yet, virtually overnight, he found himself facing the wrath of both the city's council and the citizens alike. Left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jirai formally became part of the empire. Both of these things happened on the same exact day. That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one who did it. They knew who was really responsible. They just turned a blind eye to the truth. See? I warned you. Just your run-of-the-mill sob story.
I don't know what to say, Crow. What happened to him after that? Your grandfather.
One day, he just up and died. Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but forgotten. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and that was that. He just lost the will to go on, I guess. Like I said, he was the only family I had. I mean, I had plenty of friends even then, but I chose to leave it all behind. I was 13 at the time. I wandered the land, doing whatever I had to get by. That was when I met old Cayenne, who happily indulged my hatred for the Chancellor. And with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were just like me. That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those I recruited. I'd also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who would often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ortis, and there slept the Azure Knight Ordine. One after another, I overcame the same trials you did with your friends, but alone. And once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted me as his awakener. That was 3 years ago. I was 16. My preparations complete, I concealed my background and enrolled in a military academy near the capital. Everything I did for the sole purpose of taking the Chancellor's head. Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all this than I do.
Yeah, I guess.
I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything.
What?
Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. And he may have lost, but Pop's always loved a good gamble. It's thanks to him that I'm pretty good at chess, card games, that kind of stuff. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my advantage, and then won the game with an all-or-nothing gamble. But when you think of how peaceful Jirai is now, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind by my game too, which means ending this war and restoring peace. So it's only when that's done that my game is truly over. I don't want whatever your decision is to be influenced by my past, okay? Like Rufus said, you need to think long and hard about what it is you're fighting for. For you, more than anyone else.
Yeah, but Crow...
Anyway, I think I've stuck around here for long enough. You're gonna be treated as a visitor. Well, sort of. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall, so go ahead and pass the time however you want.
However I want? What else can I even do here?
Hola.
There'll be no guards outside your room, so if you want to try and escape, be my guest. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too. Not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan. So if you're up for a gamble of your own, get ready to take all of us on.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, one more thing. There's this real cute visitor in the guest of honors room on the second floor. I think she'd perk right up if she saw you. So why not go pay her a visit? Just don't go making your girl jealous, okay?
I wonder who he means. He said she's in the guest of honors room. Well, I can't waste much time here. I told everyone I'd definitely come back soon. Right now, I need to gather as much information as I can. I can make my choice after that. At least then, it'll be an informed one.
Aquí no hay nada secreto, está todo marcado, creo.
Okay.
Todo marcado.
No.
Y creo que no se puede o no te dejan. Voy a hacer de todo de abajo antes.
This should be the guest of honors room. Sounds like whoever's in there is busy. Might be better to swing by later.
Okay.
Esto va a ser mucha charleta, aviso.
Okay.
I can sense someone inside.
Come on in if you like.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Hello there, love. I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago near Trista, I think.
Quite a memorable day for both of us, wasn't it? There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to. Well, I guess there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
These tea leaves really are wonderful, aren't they?
Nos
Only
vemos
the
por la
best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful noble, I suppose.
I have to admit, the fragrance is
claro,
the
vale.
best tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too. Your father is a baron, isn't he?
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy. We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my family was actually more well off than yours.
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
What kind of family did you come from, then?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you're wondering. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist? It's written all over your face.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your hometown because Osborne built a railway through it.
Oh, Did C tell you? No, I suppose it must have been V. He never was one to keep quiet about things.
So, I mean, what happened?
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you. What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high-quality leaves. It was brewed exceptionally, too.
You're very welcome.
Oh, actually, I may as well ask while I have the chance. Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
Vaticano.
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it there.
Surely you must be talking about some other church, right? You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons like that?
Huh.
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine. Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, that's all I'm telling you for now. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair? And if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
Literalmente Rin no sabe de la historia de los libros.
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected her to be. I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister was true. She seemed to really hate the Chancellor. I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone. I can sense someone inside, and judging by the fact that S is in the next room.
Huh? It's open. Come on in.
Excuse me.
Siguiente terrorista.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C, and he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name, but to us, he's always gonna be C. That's our leader. You might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. Got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take. We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds. But the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts. So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame him for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war. And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid. being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants this war to go on longer than it has to. It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them, you've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not. Make sure to think long and hard before you decide. And if we end up as enemies again, show me what you got. On the battlefield, I mean.
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid. Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
He saw right through me. He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn. Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
Good day to you, Reinschwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief! You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink. Nothing alcoholic, though. Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his.
¿Dices a él?
Que si lo conocía, ¿no? Creo que lo conocía.
Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal?
Resumen del capítulo.
He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Reen. There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well.
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagined Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Oliver to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreigels, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Oliver think himself as the second coming of Dreigels?
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreigels.
Oh? Do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going. Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Ha ha! I'm pleased to hear it. I will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot, but I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Todo el mundo sabe qué es lo que pasa. ¿Te va a hacer toda hasta el final o cómo?
¿De qué?
De las conversaciones.
¿Qué hago?
Si quieres puedes hacerlas todas, si quieres pasar la mitad. Al final de todas habrá algo más, así que ahí seguramente haré que para sí o sí.
Ya me dirás.
I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
Didn't I see her in Legram?
Te has enterado.
Who goes there? Wait! You're the Ashen Knight's pilot!
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros. Duvali the Swift, right?
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced? You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear! Learn your place!
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
So, now that we're understood, what do you want? Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own. But for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever. I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at. Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the seventh, not the second. She's the leader of the Stahlritter, the great light which guides us. Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all, and oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is. So the head of the Stahlritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her. No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stahlritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times.
She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter. If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
I just had to ask. Enforcers are selected by the Society's leader, the Grandmaster. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness. But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, all right? I'm quite strong.
I didn't say you weren't, but it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you. You're refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
I'll thank you not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence. Now get the hell out of my room!
She chased me out.
Bueno, puede que tenga cuidado.
I'm
No,
really
no me
curious
acabo.
about the Steel Maiden. Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden?
Ja, belang tiene darkness.
Perhaps even with the woman who helped us during our August field study.
Acaba de decir que sí. Me pregunto si querrá decir que sí. Ya como tú quieras. Si quieres guardar aquí o si quieres llegar hasta...
Tu és el criteri.
Como tú te veas. A ver. Mira.
I wonder who's in here.
We got a visitor?
Come on in.
Excuse me.
Figured it was you. Sup?
Have a seat. Bourbon? I suppose not.
Yeah, I really shouldn't. How come you guys are being so friendly, though? I mean, we're on opposing sides and all.
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now. We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day that's sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
I shall have to politely decline. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic. Fee seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious. Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their ways.
Huh. Oh yeah? Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates, too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her. Like two proud parents talking about their child. And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind? After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Oh, Fee told you about that. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she obviously means so much to the two of you. She thought of you all like family. Why did you leave her all alone?
Well... We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that. I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time.
Until then, leave the issue be.
Alright. I can accept that. Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, she's like family to me, to us, too. And we feel that way about her just as strongly as you do. If not more so. I want to be perfectly clear on that.
Fighting words right there.
Still, we'll remember you said that. Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers.
No.
I was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time. Oh well. At least now I know that the guys in Zephyr really cared about her, so it wasn't a complete waste of time.
¿Qué dices?
Estoy dando cuenta que realmente no sé de dónde se puede cortar.
Ok, ya me okay.
O sea, evidentemente después de todas las conversaciones seguro, hay que cortarlo, porque es que si no viene muchísimo más. Puedes dejar dos, que en realidad da igual. Pase lo que pase, lo siguiente va a tener conversaciones, va a tener algo de entretenimiento y luego más entretenimiento. Esto es lo que pasa.
¿Dónde corto?
Ahora se pone en una especie de punto medio y en 2 horas me parece que resulta imposible cubrirlo de ninguna forma.
Vale.
O sea,
¿Dónde corto?
pasar los momentos de estado de juego donde sea tú puedes seguir haciendo lo que te dé la gana.
No pasa nada, no pasa nada. Dime dónde crees que habría que cortar.
O aquí o hacer las conversaciones que quieras.
Dime tú, ¿hago estas conversaciones o no?
¿Cuántas quedan? No quedan 2, ¿no? No, la tercera no puedo hacerla. O sea, con mucho sería estos 2.
¿Las hago o no?
Son las 6, cortamos ya. Es que, claro, no mucho más, pero si quieres lo hacemos todo mejor mañana.
Ok, ¿nos paramos aquí? En fin. Mañana más si mejor, a las 4, como siempre. Nos vemos, gente.
Vale.
Bye.
Hasta luego.